Hey, hey, welcome everybody to Outcastic Revivals. This is D&B. Hey, hey, hey. Hello everybody. Welcome to Outcastic Revivals. This is D&B with another chapter for One Piece, chapter 1059. And we got a lot. A lot of stuff I was wrong on my previous episodes of what I was thinking what happened. Oda went into his bag this time. We got a lot going on, even though we didn't move a lot. We only were in a little bit in Wano, and then the rest Amazon Lily. But it was a lot of information. A lot of shit was happening. It's real out here. It's over, and the way it's ramping up, One Piece is looking like it's gonna end within the 3 years to 5 years that we're thinking. So it's a lot to unpack. The Straw Hats weren't mainly involved in this chapter. It was mainly a lot of Blackbeard, Bo Hancock, and Koby. The chapter is even called the fucking Captain Koby incident. So it's funny how he made his name in incidences. All Koby has been a part of is incidences, and I'm saying that wrong. And yeah, so we're gonna get into the result of this incident and what happened, and after that, and maybe at the end we'll still have more questions because I feel like last week's chapter, or like the chapter 2 weeks ago, had everything to do with Buggy, and at the end was the reaction with the revolutionaries. This chapter is mainly everything to deal with it's still dealing with the ramifications of the Shichibukai not being existing. I mean, of being I'm trying to think of the right word, of being disbanded. There we go. So it's still dealing with the reactions and the dealings that the Navy is doing in response to the disbandment of the Shichibukai. So it's been crazy, and sorry, pardon me if it sounds like my lips smack. I just had spit 9 months spit. Sorry. But it seemed like to me what Oda is doing is saying like they had this once the two king, like they had a feeling that this was gonna happen, that the kings in the reverie were gonna vote this, or Vegapunk is just some genius on genius on genius, because they had these ready to roll. It seems like with Koby's team, that shit to me is crazy. That SSG is just on some like, yo, we don't need Shichibukais because we have new versions of pacifistas, and they might even be more crazier. They're still based off of Shichibukai, which is hilarious. So you're saying you don't need them, but you use the experiments on them once they became part of the military, which is ridiculous. But we're gonna get into that a little bit more. So what happened first in the chapter, the first thing that happened in the chapter story, that cover story that Oda always does, is Katakuri and Oven hitting each other because of Caesar's hallucinogenic gas, which I can see it working. I can see that, but I'm always at the strength of like Katakuri has future sight, a little bit of future sight, so he would have seen that. But if he didn't know, that's the only thing why I'm kind of like lost. So because he's hallucinating, maybe, because I know Oven's gonna fall for it, but the fact that Katakuri got caught in that too is kind of like mystifying to me for now. But also, cover stories don't really give you full exposition. It's just bang. So I mean, it does a lot, but it doesn't, if that makes sense. Right after that, in Wano, we get more backstory on the why. We get a little bit better explanation, more in depth as to why that Yamato had that conversation with Luffy saying she's not leaving because of what happened with Green Bull. And Green Bull came there. So that makes sense. Marco leaving with the red hair pirates. I wanted him to join so bad because that would have been a perfect payoff, but I knew he wasn't going to join. But I thought that would be a perfect payoff to where he was like, yo, Shanks kept asking him, like, yo, you want to join? Yo, you should join. And then he got Marco's respect after the way he handled everything with Ace and Whitebeard's funeral. So it'd have been full circle if he joined them, like, out of the respect like he had for him now. Because he's like, yo, you've been a stand-up dude this whole time. Like, we were rivals because we was on different ships, but you've been stand up the whole time. You haven't been a dirtbag. So it'd have been nice. Knew he wasn't gonna do it though, but it would have been nice. The fact that Shanks, you're bugging if you don't think you're a head case. If you don't think you're just as problematic. Even more. You might be even more, but anyway. Skipping to that, they went straight into Luffy hearing Yamato's explanation. He ain't believe it at first. I ain't really believe it either. Like, come on. You said you wanted to go. You should have went. You kind of like she kind of like pivoted at the last second. So I don't know how. I don't know how do you resolve that, because that means Luffy has to go back now to Wano. That's the only way to pick her up. And that means like something has to go wrong, really crazy, to where she needs his help to go back there. Excuse me, my phone is bugging. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something has to go crazy wrong again in Wano for Luffy to go back there. Because why would they go? Because I'm feeling, why would? Oh, she should have just went in the crew. That's how I'm feeling. That's just how I'm feeling. She should have just been in the crew. If you was gonna do all that just to be like, oh, I'm worried, and then to Zoro to say it, and he's right. Momo has a lot of pride, so for you to stay back there, it kind of was like it does a little bit step on his toes. But he'll be alright because he's Odin's son, and he's a dragon. And Vegapunk is a monster because he cloned the devil fruit successfully and made Momo a dragon. So Momonosuke will be fine eventually. Right after that, we get straight into the bulk of this chapter, which is everything that happened at Amazon Lily, which was still carrying on from when. So when we first knew that Koby was going, they didn't show him going there. So when we finally see him, he's finally there. He's finally at Amazon Lily. That vice admiral, I don't even want to know his name because you were ass. You was complete ass in this chapter. That vice admiral was ass. Blackbeard showing up. I'm not waiting for the Navy from headquarters to attack. That's Blackbeard. I'm whooping his ass, or I'm trying to arrest him. I'm sending the pacifists at them. What do we need to discuss? He's a fucking Yonko, and y'all don't have any more Shichibukas. He just destroyed Marine 4 2 years. Nah, ain't no question. I'm whooping his ass, or I'm trying to, because I know he could systematically destroy them. But still, sending pacifists right at him. Go, because he's there for the same reason we are. Go, get him. He's the bigger threat. Get him. But no. Some waited. Blackbeard get there. Katarina Devon, Devon, and Vasco shot pulled up as well. So he had himself and 2 commanders with him on Amazon Lily, and this is just crazy to me. Because all this time, the speeches that he was talking about, I thought he was talking about going after Sabo or somebody else. I didn't know he was going after Hancock for the for her fruit. Beto don't know me. Yeah, but that's crazy. It would, and I'm trying to think like what would be the reason he had a high on hers. She's kind of broken. The way she said it was like, yo, even if she were to die, once they're turned to stone, we already kind of knew that before, and then she was the only one to turn her back. We knew that before, but we didn't know to that degree because we knew that before because she did that with Margaret, and but we didn't know it extended past her death. That's the only thing. We knew that with Margaret, like, she's the only one that could turn him back. She's the only one that could turn him. She's the only one that could turn him back. That it lasts beyond the person's death, and that even if another person were to get her fruit, they can't change it. Only she can do that. Only the person who turned them that way can do that. That shit is broken. I am not gonna hold you. That's a scary ability because I'm gonna put it like this: if a person could be really spiteful with that power, and you would never know it, and I'm not gonna put that scenario in mind, but there's a couple of scenarios that I thought of instantly in mind where a person would be like, "Yo, I can end you," and you wouldn't even know it, and that'd be crazy. So with her ability is crazy. Plus the hockey she has, the overwhelming strength you have. Yeah, she's crazy. And then we get the new reveals of the bounties. So Blackbeard's bounty went up even more. So now Blackbeard is almost at 4 billion, really close at 3,996,000,000. So, and it went up before, and when it was up, was it up? Did they give him that new bounty before he kidnapped? I mean, before the incident, or was it just like that, like buggies? Like they gave it to him after that, or was it like that before? Because I'm thinking it might have been that 2 seconds before. So like right when we were always assuming his bounty was at 2 something 2 point. I forget what it is now because it's not that no more. But I know it's like the lowest at 2. Ever. So we were thinking that it was at 2 point something. It went to 3.9. So I'm like, when did it go to 3.9? Was it before the event of Wano? During the event of Wano, he was like going crazy. And then after that, because where did that come from? And then Ball Hancock's is at 1.65. So technically, Crocodile has a higher bounty, but hers was frozen for so long. So she did one incident and it shot up to that number. Damn. So one incident and she's at 1.659 billion. Yeah, Marines is scary with those numbers. That's scary. Shaku being Rayleigh. So I'm skipping a lot of points just to get to where I'm at. Basically, Blackbeard. Only reason why Blackbeard is there because he wants Hancock's power. Only reason Katarina's there because she wants this. She wants to. She's ugly, so she wants Hancock's face. I'm gonna keep it a bug. Vasco's a perv, so that's why Vasco's a perv and a drunk. That's why Vasco's shot is there. So they went to attack her at the same time that fucking Koby was there. So Koby was trying to get Hancock to surrender willingly. She was never going to do that. You're asking a former slave who broke out of captivity to then go back into captivity? Nope, that's never going to fly. So she was all with the smoke. Period. And then once Blackbeard showed up, he made things exponentially worse. And then she did her slave arrow, caught everyone, and I was surprised she caught Devin and Vasco too, which proves that she's like, well, we knew she was beyond commander level, but does that mean that Shichibukai should still like slaughter fucking commanders, but then lose the Yonko captains? Because that's interesting now. I'm starting to really wonder that. Is Shichibukai stronger than Yonko commanders, but not stronger than Yonkos themselves? Because the reason why I'm saying this, and I'm gonna put a pin on that. We forgot about the new pacifistas. The new pacifistas, because Vegapunk's a madman. So I guess the way he's using these new pacifistas, instead of having them in the Kuma body, they have King's makeup, which is the white hair, the black skin, the brown skin, and the black wings. And then they look like the Shichibukai when they were kids. Cause was it Sandra was it Sonia? Was it Sonia or Sandra that was saying like why she looked like Hancock from when she was a kid? And she does. She even has the earrings. And then the one that attacked Blackbeard looked like fucking Mihawk when he was a kid with the sword and everything. So Vegapunk used the first time was the Kumas the Kumas were the prototype, because Sentomaro said that, and I hate Sentomaro, but he did say that. So the Kuma pacifistas were the prototypes, and then that worked. And then these Sephiroth ones that look like King, that have the body makeup, the body DNA of King, plus the abilities of the Shichibukais, it looks like, plus Kizaru's lasers, these things are nuclear level dangerous. What? Vegapunk is crazy. So after Blackbeard, I don't think he got rid of the pacifista with the black hole. But after he did black hole, excuse me for a second. After he did black hole, being petrified of the fact that there was a new pacifista, he caught Hancock. Which is with the same way he caught Ace, same way he caught Luffy. Vortex, catch you, choked it out. Then he did the Then he said some shit that was like valid. He was like, "Yo, we're at an impasse." Koby helping Koby. He said that Koby, the first translation when I read it in the spoilers, he was thanking Koby for helping him at the Rocky Port, because if he didn't do what he did at Rocky Port, it was Wang Ji, from what I've read in the spoilers. But when I'm reading this chapter now, it says, "Oh, maybe that's a nickname." I don't know, but if that's the case, is that another sign of the Marines giving credit to an officer for something that a pirate did? Because wasn't Law in that as well? So what happened in this Rocky Port incident? I really want to know, because all they said so far on this Rocky Port incident was that Law gave them the hearts of 100 pirates while they were still beating, right? Like, and that's how he became a Shichibukai, and that's how Koby became captain. So what happened there? Like, what happened there? Like, I'm pretty sure what happened. This is my speculation. I want to know, but my speculation is Wang Ji was there, or Wang Ji's second in command, whoever his second in command, whatever command was there, right? Boom. He just happened to be there. Law just happened to pull up for all of them. With Koby, kind of similar to a Garp Rogers situation, right? Where Garp is already there, I'm assuming. Roger just happens to show up there, former remnant of the Rocks Pirates that just happened to be on that. So all those elements, poof, fought. And then Law won the fight. Koby helped. They gave Koby the credit because you never want to give Pirate the credit for doing the job of the law, right? You never want to give him credit for like, oh, he's the one that really helped him. So you say the Marines helped him. It helps everyone gets at ease, whatever. But so that's what happened, and he became a Shichibukai, and that's what happened. So if that's the case, this shit is getting interesting. That incident is more and more interesting, and I didn't realize it played a vital role in the story, but apparently it did. And hopefully we get more backstory into that. And I'm also hoping, this is a side note, but I'm also hoping that if this incident is important, and it does, well, it is important, but if it is like a big major event down the road and we haven't gotten into it yet, I do hope that this is the way that we get the backstory on the Rocks Pirates, or this is the way we get introduced into Gabon in the present day. That's the only way that this works for me. If the Rocky Port incident, if they give us more backstory that leads into those two things, I would be super excited for those. But anyway, things are getting tense because Blackbeard is threatening Hancock to release his men from the fact that she put them in the slave arrow, and all of them are turned to stone, including Katarina, Devon, and Vasco shot, which just proves that perviness goes both genders, both organizations, all organizations. Lusting for Hancock has no bounds, because I did not expect Devon to get turned into stone. She did. Vasco, I expected that because look at Hancock. And then Koby, because he wasn't enraptured, because he was pleading for her, that's why he didn't get turned. And then Blackbeard is just Blackbeard. We don't know what the fuck Blackbeard is, so he didn't get turned to stone. And then captured her with the vortex, threatened her life, was going to kill her, was literally going to kill her, which would have pissed off every One Piece fan known to man. And then REALLLL shows up. I'm not really surprised with REALLLL showing up because he's been being there. Everyone kind of figured he would show up to Amazon Lily. The Shaku being the captain that they were talking about, who left, like the leader who left and fell in love with the dude, and she just left. I had that feeling in the back of my mind, but I didn't want to make sure that I was that. But I thought that she could have been possible. That was one of my possibilities, that she was one. So, that being confirmed was kind of fire. Because she was introduced like a decade ago. We're talking fucking Shabaodi. So the fact that paid off, from Shabaodi and Amazon Lily to now, that's fire to me. That's a nice callback. And the fact that REALLLL basically confirmed he can't do nothing with him now. He can't do nothing with Blackbeard now. So it's up to Luffy and Shanks, which I had, again, I knew he was doing these things just to scare them. It's kind of like what Whitebeard was doing at Marine Ford. Like, you have a big name, your name and your lasting strength is what's scaring them. But he can't really mess with the present right now because he's a little bit older. So hearing that from him kind of like put everything in like, oh shit, this is really real. And then at the end, when Blackbeard just agreed to leave, Blackbeard is devious, man, because I know he knows. This is my opinion. I feel he knows he could beat Rayleigh. He just was being on some like, it's not the time for that. Like, it's too many unknowns. I'm only doing when I want to, not when I have to. Type of thing. Why the kidnapping of Koby? Like, that's the thing that's crazy to me. Why did they kidnap Koby? Why did he kidnap Koby after that? So, let me backtrack because some people might be lost. So, Rayleigh intervened on Hancock's behalf, got Hancock to release the slave arrow on both the Marines and Blackbeard's crew because they were at an impasse. That's why he was trying to kill her. And then try to steal her abilities anyway. And then but even if he killed her, she still wouldn't be able to get his crew. So that's why they were at the impasse. So that, and then he just made in his mind like, F it, I'm gonna just kill you regardless. Like, this would be too much this is too much more than what it's worth, so I'm gonna kill you anyway. And then figure it out from there. And then that's when Rayleigh showed up. Rayleigh threatened him with hockey. He did the same thing that Shanks did with the burst for hockey, Conqueror's hockey, scared everybody on the field. They all ran, right? Boom. Then after that, we get the little the exposition as far as like the reveal that Shaku was Shakuyaku. Okay, that her name, that Shakuyaku was a part of the Kuja pirates a long time ago. So, and she was the empress. So that's how we got all of that. Koby being kidnapped was after they must have left. They just took him. The Marines letting Koby get kidnapped. Again, that doesn't make any sense because I'm assuming he had to agree to that because they would have to have fought on the island in order for him to get kidnapped, right? Or am I bugged? Because Rayleigh facilitated the ceasefire and got them to she got Hancock to turn everyone back to normal because that's how they left, right? The Marines are gone. Unless the Marines are gone when Blackbeard first appeared, like he just beat the shit out of them. But Hancock turned Helmeppo and the Vice Admiral into fucking stone. So what? He took him in the midst of her like in the midst of them not turning them to stone. He took Koby and was like, "Yo, what do y'all want to do?" Because that's the only way that's working for me. Other than that, I'm just like confused on that aspect until we get chapter 1060 to 1062 because we don't know what's gonna happen next. These 3 chapters just really went from 58 and 59. It's giving us like everything that's happened outside of Wano, the reactions and all the news that's happened outside of Wano, but we still don't know what's going on as far as everything that happened with the Reverie and what went up there. Like as far as what happened with Sabo, what went up there, what actually happened up there, and is Cobra and Vivi actually dead? So it's kind of more like, damn. Damn, this is even more crazier than I thought. Cause I was like, at one point I was thinking like, cause now I'm still like, cause I thought Blackbeard kidnapped Sabo at the end of 58. I thought that's what Blackbeard was doing, and I was fearful of that. I didn't want that. Didn't get that, so I'm very happy. But now, like, all right, if if the revolutionaries came back in one piece and nothing happened to them, and they were able to do all this stuff and fought the Marines and all this shit and Mary Joa, and nothing happened to them, where the hell is Sabo? He's with Vivi, obviously. So he's not gonna he's with Vivi, so he's not gonna go straight to the fucking Kamabaka Island because they already tapped the island. From what we learned. And they stole Kuma, so they really on some shit. So where would he go? Like, that's a legit question. Where would Sabo go? And I want to hit his conversation with Dragon. I want to hit his conversation with Dragon now. I mean, with the rest of them. And what did Kuma reveal to Dragon? I want to hit his conversation with Dragon now. Like, I really do. Yeah. So this chapter left me with so many more. First of all, just to get it out the way, is this chapter's fire. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 if we're doing reviews. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10, whatever. Cause totally threw my mind for a loop. I was not prepared. I knew he wanted to get something. It's totally out of left field that he wanted Hancock's. I thought he wanted fucking Sabo's because of the revenge. So that threw me out of left field for sure. Koby going there. We knew that was coming. The fact that he has a name, he has an incident named after him because of Blackbeard, fire. And it plays up on the incidents themes that he's been going on. So he went from Rocky Port to now Koby to this one. And then the incident he did before he got the Dressrosa, before he got the Reverie as well, with saving Rebecca. Like the saving the other princess who got kidnapped. That too. So that was an incident too. So we still don't know everything that happened outside of Wano. Still don't know all the effects that happened outside of Wano. But the fact that and all this shit happened at the same time during the Reverie is bananas. So let me get this right. At the Reverie, during the Reverie, Luffy, Kid, Law fight Big Mom and Kaido. That's one. Sabo and the Revolutionary Generals go up to the Reverie and steal Kuma back and fight two admirals. Right? At the same time, the Reverie is happening. At the same time, that's at the same time. And then during the midst of Wano, during the midst of Luffy and them fighting at Wano, fucking the Royals vote no Shichibukai. The Navy decide to capture all of them. All the Shichibukais. Buggy wind up owing Crocodile money, so Crocodile saved them, and then Mihawk wound up going there. And the revolutionaries escaped from Marijoy during the Reverie with the most security on there with the Kuma, and apparently King Cobra is dead, and fucking King and Princess Vivi was kidnapped. And at the same time, while this happened, also Amazon Lily was attacked by Blackbeard and the Marines. Oh, and Shanks showed up at Wano. This world is changing too fast. And Luffy, like I said in other videos, is the catalyst. Unintentionally and intentionally, he's the he's the catalyst. Well, obviously he's the catalyst because he's the main protagonist, but unintentionally because he went to one place, and due to the aftermath of what he did in these places, it led to these things happening. And then because of these things happening, it led to bigger results. Like, he fucked up Crocodile and Alabasta, which led them to not trust the Shichibukai system, which led to King Cobra voting against it. One. Then he goes to Dressrosa, who's also fucked over by the Shichibukai system. Right? Last time when he was in Alabasta, Crocodile couldn't do shit because he was a Commodore. Right? The reason why it changed in Dressrosa was because Isho or fucking was an admiral, so he had more pull. So the media of him bowing his head to the people because the Navy let them down. That's what stuck out more to people than anything. In my mind, the second time, because I believe no one would have given a fuck about Alabasta, because no one would have known, because everyone thought that fucking Smoker was the one behind Alabasta. So, but the fact that Luffy's actions touched the Admiral to where he realized that they failed and he bowed, kind of like put that in perspective. Like, yo, this system is wrong. And the fact that they were so impassioned about it being wrong led to them dissolving it. And the fact that Luffy's results were positive against, I think he's beaten like 5 of them now. He's interacted with all of them. We've known that, but I'm pretty sure he's beaten 5 of them. Crocodile, Dolphy, Moria, Buggy. That's 4, right? That's 4 of them he's beaten before. Because he didn't fight Hancock. Jinbei's on his crew. He didn't fight Mihawk. Yeah, Blackbeard, that was unresolved. I think that's all of them, right? Yeah, that's all the Shichibukai that I've known. Because there were 7 and then only 2 got replaced. Yeah. Only 2 got replaced. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. And then after that, what else we had happen? That was really at the end of the chapter. So Koby gets kidnapped by Blackbeard. That ends that. And we're just standing here after reading this chapter like, what the Ross? What the Ross? What the Ross? What the Ross? So we just sitting there like, what? Koby got kidnapped. Now what? So now speaking from last chapter, not only do we not know what happened with Sabo, and that he called the revolutionaries while they're getting tapped by the Marines. Now Koby is kidnapped on top of it too. Marines is taking L's on top of L's on top of L's on top of L's on top of L's. Cause what? This was not a good day. So overall, like I said before, this chapter was amazing. I would like to find out a little bit more about what happened in the Rocky Port incident. Like I said before, I'm sad Marco is gone. He's gone. He went back to Whitebeard's Island, so he's gone. And then what happened? How did the new pacifistas? We kind of already have an idea based on what Kaido and King's mini backstory kind of told us, was that they were experimenting on him for a minute. And Vegapunk is a certified madman. So yeah. And since Vegapunk is a certified madman and create wonders out of anything, this really puts into perspective too that Caesar is not on his level. Also, because Caesar tried to create the devil fruit. He made smile, and it was a defect. He made sad, which led to smile, which led to the defect in the fruit. Meanwhile, Vegapunk only made one devil fruit, right? That he got from the DNA of Kaido's fruit. If I'm assuming this is right. And I have to reread that chapter just to make sense of how he was doing that. And then made a albeit pink version. He made a clone of a devil fruit, like a perfect clone. Like, what is going on now? Like, he made a perfect clone of this fruit, because no way no one is not putting two and two together that he made the fruit. Especially if I'm hearing that Wano still has a dragon and it's pink, and that I don't think they'll be able to put two and two together. That's the only thing. But I mean, we the fans can put two and two together and be like, yo, that fruit came from Punk Hazard. Momo was on Punk Hazard, ate the fruit, turned into that. Boom. And like I said, so it'd be ridiculous. Like, if we still need to know about Vegapunk. I've been saying this for years. We still need to know about Vegapunk. How strong is Garp is my favorite question to ask. We need to know about Vegapunk, and we need to know about Vegapunk. I'm just serious about that. This is bananas now. But I'm gonna leave it at that. But chapter 1059, fire, amazing chapter. Once again, I want to shout out everybody in Outcast Revitals. Shout out Kill Kai, shout out Kuzi, Zena, and Sam. Everybody's been helping us and been watching this podcast. I thank you, and we're doing more. I've been trying to be more active. I know I've been putting these up a month, but I'm gonna get more active as far as doing daily and weekly reviews and different topics. But I was so hyped about this one again, and we just came from a break, and I don't think we have a break next week, so I'm probably coming back again talking about chapter 1060, because I'm super excited, because I want to know, are we gonna go to another instance? Are we gonna go to Mary Joa? Because now it feels like since we were stuck in Wano so long, it's kind of nice to see what else is going on in the world outside of Wano. Like, because we were in Wano for 3, 4, 5 years, like real time. So to see the ramifications of what happened outside in the world is kind of like fire to me. So this has just been dope. And yeah, hopefully we get at least 3 more chapters of these. Yeah, like 3 more chapters of these, and then we wind up either at Elbaf, somewhere, another island that's close to Elbaf. I want to go to Elbaf. So yeah. But other than that, 5 chapter. Thanks everybody for watching, listening, subscribe. You can check out Outcasted Revivals and DMB, me specifically, on these platforms, on Spotify, on YouTube. Check us out on Anchor. Yeah, we just trying to do these one day at a time and make them big. TikTok as well. We put up shorts on TikTok as well. So please check us out at any time. Thank you for the support, love. PLS4L. That's peace, love, and soul for life. Peace.